Hey guys, I am flipping Milk Kefir tonight, so I just wanted to bring you along and show you how easy it is. This is one ferment that I haven't really stopped doing in a couple of years, maybe for a few weeks at a time, but I quickly started back up because it's something I enjoy almost every morning for like breakfast with a little honey ferment in it. It's so easy to drink and it's just yummy. So I'm gonna take you full circle, but I'm gonna show you what it looks like when it's done. This one's been in the refrigerator, so it's a little frosted, but you can see there's a little separation of the culture and the whey at the bottom, but you can see when I tip it, hopefully you can see it, it's kind of firm in there, like the culture has made the milk firm up, and so sort of like yogurt, but kefir is a thinner, drinkable type yogurt. So let me show you what this looks like on top. See, cultured, it gets thick, yummy, super yummy. Okay, now I'm gonna pour it into, I have a strainer that's silicone, into a glass container and a silicone spatula. And this has big holes in it. You can't put this through a small mesh strainer or a cheesecloth because the thick kefir just won't go through. So I dump this in, you can see that kind of comes out pretty thick, but what you want to get out are the grains so that you can start a new batch. So I'm just going to take my spatula and I just kind of work it so that, and you can see the kefir just falling through those holes. And I just do this until it's all done. I always use organic milk. I would prefer raw milk, but I haven't had any in a bit. I stopped my local share and haven't started back up again. And it takes a little bit of time to convert these cultures over to raw milk because raw milk has its own enzymes, and so you just have to do it slowly and convert it. So for now I use store-bought organic. You can still get it for $5 at Meijer or Kroger, but it's totally worth it because this will give me a lot of many jars of kefir to have for breakfast. So all right, I'm gonna keep going until all of the kefir is through. And I'm gonna show you the grains after. So the cool thing about kefir is there's no measuring, there's no this ratio to that ratio, nothing. It's just the grains that you need. So I'm gonna lift these up. Here are the grains. That's all it is. This is all you need, are milk kefir grains. So when I'm done straining, I just take it, put it right back in the jar. Okay, so I put the grains right back in the jar. See? Now this is actually more than I need. I could divide these right now and share them with somebody, share them with a friend, sell them, whatever. But for now, since I have them, just to keep them fresh, they go back in here. And then to this, I made a big mess. Okay. To this jar, and yes, I use the same jar. I clean it like every so often, but the culture in there is good and active and perfect. So why mess up a good thing, right? Clean the rim. All right, so the grains are back in the jar, and you literally just top it back off. This is store-bought organic whole milk. It's got to be whole fat milk. 2% or skim or 1%, that just doesn't work. So put that in. I'm going to give it a little stir to mix all the grains up. That's it. That is it. Put the cap back on. This is a fermentation cap so that any gases can escape, but I don't find this to get that much pressure behind it, but that's it. So this is where I start, and you leave it on your counter for about 2 days until you see it at the stage that I showed you when I started. Firm, little, see how you, right now obviously it's milk, right? But when it's done fermenting, it is a firm, cultured, more of a mass. And then what I do from here is just take this kefir. Now you can make smaller jelly jars if you want. I find that this fills these pint jars to maybe 3/4, which is a perfect serving size for me. And then I have room to put in some fruit and fermented honey. So tomorrow morning, I don't do it until I'm ready to drink it, because raw honey and then a raw honey fruit ferment, they all have their own wonderful bacteria that they're proliferating in the jar. So I don't want those to actually combat each other. So I just leave this as it is. And then when I'm ready to drink it, I pour in something to flavor it. And in that short amount of time, you know, nothing's gonna happen between the bacteria. We'll have tons of great, yummy probiotic bacteria going on, but nothing will fight with each other, if that makes sense. So there we go. We've got 2 breakfasts, and I have another 2 ready to ferment. You definitely could do a 1/2 gallon jar. You could do, you know, 1/2 gallon of milk at a time and do a much larger jar. I don't know why I do it this small, but I do. But I find it super duper easy to flip this to a new batch every like 2 to 3 days. And if you're not ready, if it's done but you're not ready, stick it in the fridge. Stick it in the fridge and pull it out when you're ready, and then strain it and get it fermenting. And at any time, if you want to take a break, you can put some fresh milk on those greens and throw it in the fridge. I've even left them actually without milk, but it's best if you give them a little food, put them in the fridge, and they'll sit dormant for you for weeks, probably months, until you're ready to use it again. All right, talk to you later.